Hello my fashionistas, you're most welcome to Yvonne Winifred G. Today in this video it's the making of this pair of trousers, and it's a female trouser. Let's get at it at the cutting table. So I've already folded my piece of fabric of 15 inches in width when folded, and the length I'm working with is about 36 inches, and I added some hemming allowance at the bottom there, and I'm considering a waistband. So at this point I'm not considering the waistband, but my waistband is 1.5 inches and I minused that from the 36 inches, so here I have less than 36 inches. So I've marked a line there that is 0.5 inches from the top, and now I can say this is my joining allowance for the waistband and the main piece, and that line I can now say this is the waistline. So I'll be placing my top measure at 1.5 inches. That is where it will be starting from, and I get all the other measurements. So from here I have to get my crotch line, and to get the crotch line I divided my hip measurement, dividing it by 4 inches, and whatever I get I just mark a line there, and that is the crotch line. That is where our crotch measurement will go. So from the crotch line I measured what I have between from the crotch line to the ankle line, and whatever I get I divide it by 2, and whatever I get from dividing it by 2 I minus 1 inch, and I mark my knee measurement. That is where I'll be putting my knee measurement. So I rule out a line there, and that is the knee line. I can place K. So getting to the crotch line, I can input my hip measurement. My hip measurement, dividing it by 4 inches. Whatever I get is what I place here. So at times you can go ahead and add some seam allowance there, but in this case I didn't. So I marked the hip measurement at the crotch line and even at the waistline up there, and then I ruled out a line, and that line will now be our center front. So now I can put my waist measurement at the top here. So still the waist measurement and the hip measurement is divided by 4 inches when it comes to a trouser. So that's what I did. Waist measurement divided by 4, and whatever I got plus 1 inch seam allowance, I placed the waist measurement. So coming to the crotch line, I just, in this case I just input my thigh measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch. So thigh measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch is what I have at the crotch line as my crotch measurement. But you can also from that from that hip measurement, where the hip measurement stopped, you can just add about 3 inches. So going back at the crotch line, now I'm marking half of my crotch line, whatever half at the crotch line. So I have 15 inches divided by 2, I have 7.5 inches. I just marked that as the midpoint of all those lines that we marked, and I connected those points. So now we have a new line that is as the midpoint, and now I'm pushing in my hemming allowance inside at the ankle line. So getting to the knee measurement, my knee measurement is 21 inches. So 21 inches divided by 2, whatever I get is what I put here plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So 20 inches divided by 2, I get 10 inches. So from that middle line that we marked, I mark 5 inches on each side of that middle line, plus 1 inch or half an inch on each side, and that is what I'll be marking. I do the same even at the ankle line. My ankle measurement is 12 inches divided by 2 is 6 inches. So 6 inches, I mark 3 inches on each side of that line, plus half an inch on each side as sewing allowance. After that, I just connected the line, and on this side there where you see me marking, I went in by half an inch, since that side is not always straight. Also, even at the top here, I slanted my center front by 1 inch, but I think I would have slanted it by 1.5 inches since I had already added this sewing allowance or joining allowance there. So I connected it to the sides and I just cut out my piece. So when it comes to a trouser, the thigh measurement and the knee measurement and the ankle measurement is divided by 2 inches, whereas the hip and waist measurement is divided by 4 inches. So for that slant at the waistline, I'll be cutting it off after cutting my back piece. So now again, I've folded a piece of fabric into 2 and I'll be cutting the back piece. So at the crotch line, I left some inches, and even at the top here, I have some inches. So from the front crotch lines, mind you, I have the front piece on top of this new folded fabric that is we are using to cut the back piece. So at the top here, I went up by 1.5 inches, and at the sides I added 1 inch as my dart allowance, and I connected those 2 points as you see me doing here. There. So from this dart allowance, I just connect it to the sides just like that, because at the back I'll be inputting a dart. So for the crotch here, I just, from that midpoint of the crotch line, I just input my hip measurement and I marked that line there. So I can connect from the top here where we increased our back by 1.5 inches, and I connect this, mimicking that crotch line to the other side. Hope you're getting it. So at the knee line, I'm just going to increase my knee line for the back by 1 inch, and the ankle line, I increased it by half an inch. So I connected those points. So the back is always bigger than the front and also higher than the front. So after connecting those points, I just cut out my back piece. Please, if you have any questions, comment below. So I just cut out my back piece. So I will end up with 2 pieces of the front and 2 pieces of the back piece. So after there, I'm just going to go ahead and cut a waistband, which is what I have here. It is 4 inches in width, but when folded it will be 2 inches, and half an inch will be the joining allowance to the main piece. I also cut out 2 pocket pieces. They are here. The width of these pocket pieces is 7 inches while folded, and the length I used 10 inches. I also cut 2 pieces of the zipper fly, and one piece is 2.5 inches in width and the other is 3.5 inches in width. So one is 1 inch wider than the other, but I'll be folding them into 2 while sewing. And I have my zipper also there. So after here, I think I can just, take all my pieces to the sewing machine. So this, for the back, I'll be folding the waistline into 2 for the back, and the midpoint I'll notch it, and that is where I will place my dart. Remember, I'm only adding the dart at the back. So I have to cut off this slant that we made at the front piece. So now at the front piece, I can join that crotch, leaving about 7 inches where my zipper will go. So this is me at the sewing machine. I've joined this front crotch, and this is it at the right side. So now we have this 1 inch, half an inch at both sides at the center front. So this is what I'm going to do and here I'm joining the zipper first with these 2 pieces of the fly. So I'll fold my small piece, the 2.5 inches piece, and I'll place my zipper on top of it at the open side, and then fold this one side, the left side of the front piece, and then I'll just top stitch onto that front piece, sandwiching the zipper between the 2.5 inch piece of the fly that we cut, and that is what I have, guys. So now I have to bring the other piece of the front and the other piece still of the fly, the bigger piece, fold it into 2, making sure the right sides are on top, and then make right sides facing each other. I join it to the other side of the center front by 1/2 inch, and after there, this is what I ended up with, guys. Hope you're getting everything. If you're not, please comment below. And this is it, guys. So you can even top stitch onto that new piece of the fly. So I pushed it will be pushed inside like that. So but before, I have to make sure I sew my other piece of the zipper onto this side of the zipper fly or the fly. So I'll just take it upside down. That is how it is supposed to go onto this piece, upside down, and then I'll just top stitch my zipper, the other piece of the zipper, slightly in the middle, just like that. And this is what I end up with. So that is it. So I've pushed it inside, and now I have to top stitch onto this side of the fly, the biggest part of the fly. I have to top stitch on top, just as a fly is, sewn. If you don't know how it is sewn, please comment below. I'll be gladly teach you. I will gladly teach you. So after the zipper fly, this is what I have, guys. Everything is together, joined together. So now I have to put my pocket pieces. So I'll unfold my pocket piece on and mark 2 inches as my width from the sides of the pocket fly and 5.5 inches as my length, and then I'll draw a line. You can even curve it just the way you want your pocket to be seen. So after marking that, I'll take my pocket onto is it the right side or the left side, the way you're seeing it. I'll take it to this side, place it while unfolded, place it onto the side of the trouser, and then I will cut off what I've marked. And here I'm just shaping my pocket, so I'll just join it there by 1/2 inch, and I'll push it inside, and this is how it will be looking like, guys. So I'll do this, and then I'll do the same for the other side, just as I've done. So guys, I'm trying to rush most of the things because this video was too long. I didn't want to miss anything, and I didn't want it to be too long. So after my pocket pieces are cut, I'll just take them to the sewing machine and join them by 1/2 inch at that side where I've cut. So after that, this is what I got. So now the pocket pieces are joined onto the main trouser, and you can even go on and top stitch onto the pocket pieces, so that it is aligning, or it is neatly placed. So now this is how I'll be. Now I can fold my pocket inside there the way it is supposed to sit at the side, and then I can top stitch on top there, or even use some pins to hold it so that I take it to the sewing machine for the finishings. So now I'm placing some pins. Even here at the side, I have to make sure that everything is aligning and put my pocket piece onto this side, and then onto the wrong side I'll just close it up down below there. So I do the same even for the other side. Get some pins, align my pocket piece very well onto the side of the trouser, just as you see me doing, and get some pins and hold the top piece and even the side piece. And then at the wrong side I'll be closing the down, I'll be closing up my pocket, so that is how the pocket will look like. So this is it, guys. After joining it at the sewing machine, this is how the pockets look like. So this is the front piece of my trouser, or the front part of the trouser. It is all aligning. So now I can get my back piece of the trouser and take in my darts. Make sure those darts are parallel to the center back there. They have to be parallel. So the length that I'm working with for the dart is 5.5 inches, half an inch being the joining allowance at the waistband. So I'll just join even the center back there at the sewing machine, and this is what I got after the darts are taken in on and even the center back is taken in. And this is what I have, guys. So I just have now to join the two pieces together, front and back together. And to do this, I'll first align my crotches together. Place my crotches, aligning at the middle there. Still use some pins to make sure all that inner legs is joined together. So joining everything together, I'll take this to the sewing machine and join everything together. After that, I'll join the sides, and after joining the sides, I'll open my zipper, and I'll also join the waistband onto the trouser, just like that. So now let me just go ahead and do that. After that, I'll also hem my that bottom part. So after everything, this is the trouser, guys. This is the trouser. Everything is neatly done. The crotch is aligning and the sides are intact. Pockets check, waistband check, and that is it, guys. Even I hemmed my bottom part, and that is how to make a trouser. This is the back, and thank you so much for watching.